how to holistically heal from multiple sclerosis, aka MS, as well as other related central nervous system diagnoses. Multiple sclerosis is defined as a chronic disease that affects the central nervous system. Many people look at it as an autoimmune condition, you know that word is very overused, in which the immune system eats away at the protective covering of the nerves. Not the case. Your body is not attacking itself. I'll explain. When dealing with MS, you'll always find compromises in the following places. Number one is the cerebellum, which is the part of the brain in the back of the skull, and its function is to coordinate and regulate muscular activity. And number two are the adrenals, which are the neurotransmitters for the autonomic nervous system. They also sit on top of and play a vital role in kidney function. One of the ways that we can spot these compromises is via an iridology analysis report, which can actually break down various areas of weakened tissue within your body. Feel free to pause the screen and read, but iridology is a study of the iris of the eye, and when various tissues within your body become weakened, those changes will reflect in your iris, and by analyzing that, we can actually see what's going on. This is one of my clients who was able to make a full recovery from MS. In MS, I almost always see multiple brain lesions leading up to the head. It's very rare that I don't. This can signify extreme acidosis in the brain region. The lesions that are almost always showing in my MS cases are number one, equilibrium. This often accompanies difficulty with balance and walking. Of course, cerebellum/parasympathetic, as well as pituitary. Outside of the head region, I'll often see nerve rings, which signifies a compromised nervous system. In the case of MS, that makes perfect sense. Adrenal gland weakness, as well as digestive tract weakness, like all over, right? So the entire digestive system, the GI tract, is not doing well. Now, the problem with so-called treatments for MS, a popular one being chemotherapy, is that they are not root cause based whatsoever. This is basically trying to put a band-aid on a much bigger issue without having to look at why you have a diagnosis in the first place. MS comes from cellular acidosis of the entire system, stagnant acid. So in what world would it make sense to try to put out fire with fire? Your eliminative pathways are blocked and you have cellular compromises. So even if theoretically speaking you could burn away the MS, which you can't, where would it go after it's burned, right? It would just stay stagnant. The process of making a full holistic recovery from MS, again, is looking at why you were given the diagnosis to begin with. Number one, what have your diet and lifestyle choices been over the last 5, 10, 15 years? By the way, this can vary from person to person. Not everyone who has MS had the same lifestyle. Number two, where do your compromises lie? Two people can have MS but still be dealing with some different compromises. Number three, choose to consume foods that support your eliminative pathways. This can vary based on what you're currently eating. Not everybody is ready to jump into the same exact thing. However, keep in mind it will ultimately include high vibrational foods. By the way, fruits are the best nerve builders on the planet. They are amazing for the nervous system. And number four, now that you are committed to actually healing holistically and you know where your compromises are, you could then follow a structured herbal protocol. Remember, we're not using herbs to treat you, we're using them to help your body heal. If you would like to work with me on your healing journey, you can click the link in my bio and then select on Work with Eric.